Rachael Ray Double R doing some double M's. Woo! Food that you can make so quick it will free you up for more free time in your life. Look at that crispy skin. Delish. Ooh, that smells amazing. Boom! Nailed it! Hey guys, Double R here again. We're gonna do a Thai whole fish or fish fillet supper, not served in the traditional way with kind of a beautiful glaze of tamarind, but in a really fresh and bright way with a corn and cherry tomato salad with lots of basil and mint. Let's just talk fish really briefly. We're not actually going to get to this for a minute or two here. We're gonna make our dressing first so we have a little more room to move. If you're buying a whole fish, this is a bronzino, singular. Plural is bronzini. This is a whole fish, a fish with its rib cage, gutted and cleaned and scaled. And when we look for fish that is whole, as it is traditionally served in most Thai restaurants, the eyes are bright, the fish looks like it's smiling, it is shiny, and it doesn't look dried out in any way, and the flesh is bouncy. You should always ask to smell your seafood, and you should always, literally, if it has eyes, look into them. They should be shiny and bright. If that's freaking you out and creeping you out, let me turn the board. These are red snapper fillet. You can also buy branzini fillet. Now, if you wanted this to crisp but not curl, if you're, sort of a specific person and you like your fish to be nice and flat and pretty on the plate, especially if you're serving fillets, you can score this. Always cook the skin side down first. One of the things I love about eating in a Thai restaurant and ordering a whole fish or crispy fish is that they kind of curl up. So I'm gonna let them go squirrely. Maybe we'll do 2 and 2, we'll see. What I've just done is pat the fish dry. We want the fish nice and fresh the day you're going to cook it or the night before. You don't wanna buy it 3 days out, okay? That's obvious, right? And again, when we buy filet, we want that meat to be firm, have absolutely no smell, should not smell like anything, just should smell clean, period. And you want it to be nice and firm with no breaks in the fish. So we're gonna leave the fish here for just a sec. And what we're gonna do with it, obviously, is fry it. So I have a large cast iron skillet with literally 1.5 to 2 inches of oil. Do not take it more than 1 inch to the top of the pan. Especially if you're using a whole fish. You're gonna get some spatter there. So you gotta be really careful on this one, but it's so delicious and worth it, and it really is super quick cooking. Okay, next thing, let's make the dressing first, just so we can get all of this out of our way, okay, to make salad and to bread the fish. We're gonna bread our fish in rice flour. We're gonna crisp it up with using cornstarch mixed with rice flour, for me, and then we're gonna spice it. So this is a great decision if you are a pescatarian, or you don't eat a ton of red meat, but you're gluten-free. It's a gluten-free meal if you don't make rice. I'm gonna try and make rice because that is usually served with a dish. I have, just for flavor, I put in a little piece of ginger or 2 and a crushed clove of garlic or 2. That's just water, that's all. So I do per cup of short grain rice, I put in 1.5 cups of water. So we're gonna add the rice now, and we're gonna set a timer, and we're gonna cook it 14 minutes, because the package says 15, and I always go a minute shy. So I'm evening it out, and I'm making 1.5 cups. Again, per cup, use 1.5 cups of water. So per 1/2 cup, use an extra 3/4 cup of water. You get the game, right? Short grain rice, boom, into the pot. It's already up to a boil. We're just gonna give it a shake to submerge the rice. Moving along. Okay, now we're back to our fish. The oven is warm, okay? I have the oven on low, and we're gonna season the fish with a little bit of white pepper. If you're not adding seasoning to your flour, I'm gonna add pretty strong pepper to the flour. If you don't want a heavy pepper taste, just put a little bit of fine black pepper or white on this. We're also gonna add ginger, but ground, and granulated or ground garlic, okay? These are our flavor elements in the fishes. And I mean fishes here, because we're using 2 different ones. To the cup or so, you don't have to measure it, of flour, you're going to sprinkle in about a half a cup or half the amount of cornstarch, okay? So I'm gonna just give this a little stir, turn her way down. It's down, lid back on. My bad. So after the timer goes off, turn it off, but do not remove the lid. Let it set for 10 extra minutes, period. Okay, back to the plan. So for the fish, as I said, if you want it to stay flat and you want to keep pushing it down and use a tiny bit of oil, you can score the skin. If you want it to curl up when you fry it, and you don't mind that, I kind of dig that, you keep it as is. I like and prefer a whole fish, and so does my husband. So we fillet this once it's cooked. So they'll have a little bit different cooking times, right? Obviously, this one has its rib cage and it's a much larger piece of fish than these fillets. So we can do a little fun thing here. We can score a couple. And we'll keep 2 of the fillets as is. Then let's take the flour and season her up. About of a 1/3 palm each of ginger, garlic. And this is Pierre Poivre is from my friends at La Boîte, my favorite spice company in the world. They're in New York, and La Boîte just means the jar, the little bottle. And I'm gonna put in their spice blend, their pepper blend. And it has Sichuan pepper, pink pepper, which tastes like a firecracker, white pepper, which I love in this dish, and black pepper. So we're gonna mix in some Pierre Poivre. We'll continue on when we come back.